Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. So as y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. Y'all, this story is very sad and embarrassing. It was not sad no more. It was sad when it happened, but y'all see. But before we get started into this video, thank y'all for 50K. Yes, so if you're not already doing so, make sure to subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, and comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well at Vivalayoshii, however I make it pop up. And yeah, and then one more thing before I before I tell the story. So y'all, I do free promo for small businesses. If you send something to my PO box, or like if you don't have no requirements for me and like you just send it to my PO box, I'll give you a shout out in my vlogs. And yeah, so if you want some free promo, then go ahead, because I'm like, some people probably be like confused. I do. Okay, that doesn't matter. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So this is another story time about Enemy. I like to bring the characters in, and then I go dibble dabble on each one, give y'all more stories and stuff like that. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this video. So this video took place, it was some birthday of mine coming up. I don't know, I forgot how old I was turning. So it was some birthday, I was young. So anyway, y'all. So let me just say, so this is how the order of these people went. So Joe was first, then after Joe I had different people I talked to or whatever, blah blah blah. I wasn't in relationships with, talked to for a long period of times or whatever like that. Maybe I thought I was in a relationship and they wasn't, but that don't count them as boyfriends. But yeah, so Joe was first, and then after that time, then that's when Enemy came along. Then after Enemy, it was Crazy. Okay, we here. All right, I just want to make sure y'all know the timeline. So Enemy came after Joe, and then Crazy came after Enemy. So okay, boom. So anyway, let's get to it. So I was dating Enemy at the time, and my birthday was coming up. So me and Enemy didn't even date for that long. So at this time, we was together for like, we got together like August. Yeah, like our date was like August something, and my birthday is in November. So September, October, November. So we was dating for like 3 months. So at this time, Enemy's true colors started coming out. Like, I started realizing so much about him that I wish I didn't realize. And yeah, and this is when I start getting into the more, I wanted to save him and help him become better, because I was used to that best friend, that person I met. I wasn't used to this person. So Enemy had like a bad habit, like a few bad habits, a lot of bad habits. Anyway, so yeah, so my birthday was coming up or whatever, and Enemy will always have money, but like, or be buying stuff, or always have new clothes, or always have new shit, or we'll always go out to eat. Like, we always, that's one thing we did. Like, he put me on to a lot of food places. Like, we used to eat a lot. Like, we used to stay eating. But I noticed we was spending a lot of time together. So at this time, on and off, I was working. So I did have a job around this time. Yep, around my birthday I did, because I had quit. I was working at Target, and then eventually I had quit, like, right, I think after Halloween I quit. But yeah, so when I wasn't working, and then when I would work, I would work like night shifts, or I work like early morning, to where I'm getting off. When I'm getting off of work, he would be just getting up. So I was, and mind you, we used to spend all day together. Ooh, sorry y'all. We used to spend all day together, like all day, every day. And it was, of course, because I had the car. But anyway, so I used to be kind of thinking like, okay, Enemy never asked me for money. I'm never spending any money when I'm with him. Like, he always just be like, the only thing I was spending money on, and it's crazy because I'm driving you and your friends around, and I'm putting gas in my own car. But anyway, that's really the only thing. Like, eating, everything else, like, it would be Enemy buying stuff. So I was kind of curious, and I'm really a don't ask, don't tell type person. Well, was now, well, kind of still. So I never asked, like, and y'all, I'm still congested, so that's why I sound like this. But anyway, so I'm like, how does he get money? Like, you know, I never knew, because I'm thinking like, every time I pick you up, like if I'm getting off of work and I'm picking you up, you're just now waking up. Like, I'm pulling up to Hawthorne and you just now waking up. So I was so confused, and I never asked that though. I really never asked. So mind y'all, my birthday coming up or whatever. So Enemy asked me like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? All this other stuff. So I'm like, ooh, okay, I want this. Like, I think I wanted some shoes, or I wanted like a chain or something like that. I really don't remember. It was something minor, because I don't really like asking people to buy me stuff. Even if I'm in a relationship with them, I don't know why. Like, if you go and buy me something, it's got to be something you probably overheard me saying I want it, and then you surprise me with it if I ain't got it for myself. Because I really just don't like people buying me stuff. But it's crazy because in relationships, I like to buy people stuff. I don't know. That really don't matter. But that's how it was. Well, that's how I am still. I don't know why. I just I don't got time for nobody to be like, oh, I'm gonna take my shit back. That's probably why. Like, you can't never take nothing back from me because I bought it myself. Anyway, so y'all, I don't being sick and telling a story, I just feel like I'm running out of breath fast. But anyway, yeah, so he was asking me what I wanted for my birthday or all this other stuff. So I was telling him, and he just like, okay, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this. Like, he was just really on it, like, he gonna give me this stuff. And I wasn't really too much caring or tripping. I really could care less, because I'm like, as long as we hang out, you know, I'm cool. So for my birthday, I had some stuff planned. I was like, I wanted to go out to eat, and I wanted to have a hotel party. So y'all, I'm like, I don't know where I could have a hotel party at, because, and mind y'all, I had just quit my job after Halloween. My birthday is 8 days after Halloween. So I'm like, fuck, my car is paid off, so I didn't have to worry about no car note. And for some dumb reason, I was not paying car insurance. That's why my car got took. Well, my license got suspended, but whatever. So anyway, yeah, so I'm like, I'm not trying to spend that much money, because again, I just quit my job, so I'm not trying to spend that much money on a room and all that other stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, but I want to have my hotel party. I already was telling people about it. So he like, okay, well, yeah, just let me know. I could go in with you on the room and all this other stuff. So I'm like, all right, but I didn't want him to. So y'all, I went to this room. This room is my bad luck room, y'all. I call this room my bad luck room, and I would never step foot here again, because it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Third time, who knows what the hell would happen here. And when I'm about to tell y'all where this room is at and what room this is, y'all gonna be like, why the fuck did you go there? But hey. So, if you're from LA, if you're not from LA, Google it. It's the Best Western on what street is that? It's by the Roscoe's. Y'all know the Roscoe's in Inglewood? It's like literally across the street. It's a Best Western right there off the freeway exit. And I can't think what street that is, but it's the Roscoe's in Inglewood. It's the Best Western right across the street. So when I first turned 18, y'all, which I'm gonna tell y'all that story time one day. When I first turned 18, I was like, oh, I want to have a hotel party. Somebody told me like, hey, they don't be tripping there. You could go there. You could do whatever you want. It's on Manchester, I believe. Is that Manchester? Yeah, I think that's Manchester. But anyway, so it's like, you could go there. You could have a hotel party. They don't care. So when I turned 18, I went there, had a hotel party. Worst experience ever in my life. Got drugged. Like I said, that's another story time. So I'm thinking, hey, let me go back. This is another time. I think I was turning 20. Yep, I was turning 20, because the following year I was with Crazy, and I turned 21, and he ruined that birthday. So birthdays was just getting ruined back to back. But anyway, so y'all was turning 20. So I'm thinking like, okay, let me just give it another chance. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the Best Western. So I get the room or whatever. And mind you, remember when I said that my cousin and Enemy had like some little situation because of the mutual party friend? So my cousin was asking me like, oh, about the room, who all gonna be there and stuff like that. So then afterwards, I was just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do too much. I'm gonna just let y'all know or whatever. And he was just like, all right. But I never ended up letting him know, because Enemy was calling so many people like, oh, my girl having a hotel party, is this, that, calling all these people to come through. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna call my cousins and them, because I don't want it to be like awkward and shit like that. So, you know, so I'm not even gonna do that. So earlier that day, Enemy like, okay, well, I didn't go get your gift, so take me by the slot, so I'm gonna get your gift. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And he like, yeah, stay in the car. No, first we get out, we walking around Slauson or whatever like that. And I was like, I forgot why, but he was like looking at jewelry and stuff like that. And then he was like, okay, go to the car, and he was like, go to the car, and I'm gonna be in the car, like, you know. He was like, try to get a closer parking spot if you can or whatever, back in. Look, he said all this stuff to me, and it's not clicking to me. He said, yeah, try to find a closer parking spot, not too close to the door, but like kind of closer to the exit. And he was like, and back in if you can. He was like, but I'm about to get your gift, and you be in the car, I don't want you to see it. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But I'm just so thinking about all this other stuff, right? So I'm not even paying attention that he's telling me to pull close to the exit and back in. Like, I'm not paying attention to none of this stuff, right? So I'm sitting in the car, talking to my sister, because she was on her way out there. And was on my birthday or whatever. So I'm sitting in the car. I'm talking to my sister because she was on her way out here so she could come to my party or whatever and we could just hang out or whatever. So I'm just sitting in the car. I'm talking to her like, yeah, da-da-da, he gonna do this. Like, he up in there getting my gift, girl. I don't know what it is. So next thing you know, y'all, I'm sitting in the car. I see a lot of people running in to the Slauson and running in. I see security running in and all this other shit. So I'm just like, okay, what's going on in there? So I'm sitting around waiting, thinking maybe he's gonna call. So I'm like, I call him, no answer. It just rung. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I see people like, oh my god, like it's just a big commotion, like a lot of stuff going on, people talking about something happened up in there. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I get out the car, I go inside and I go to the door, like I see people talking and it was some girls and I'm like, what happened? They was like, girl, some boy up in there trying to snatch this girl chain and they beat him up. Y'all, why? Let me tell y'all, first thing that came to mind was enemy. First thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, can you describe him? And they described him and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh hell no. So I'm walking back there. I'm like, why the fuck? If the nigga didn't have money for my gifts, he didn't have to give me a gift. I was not pressing about a gift. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm walking back there to the back or whatever and I see like it's a whole bunch going on, people talking. The girl, like the girl, he tried to take her chain or whatever. She had like a whole bunch of chains on. She was like a dyke or whatever. And that's the, my bad y'all, no, my bad. Anyway, so she was like she was bigger than him and like she was really like, her hand was kind of like had blood on it. So I'm like, oh, she must have beat him up. And I'm just like, this is embarrassing as fuck. So I'm like, what the fuck? So she like, yeah, what the fuck wrong with that nigga? Like, you could tell he high as fuck or something. Like, what the fuck? Da 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 da. And they like, y'all just go. She like, nah. Her people, they like, nah, because we want to see. And then at this point, some niggas coming and I'm just like, let me skate out because I'm not about to be like, hi, that's my man. Like, no. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I leave out. I'm so like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, hi, knock, knock. Can they come? Can I get him? Like, he's with the security or whatever. So I don't know what to do. I call his homeboy. We're gonna give his homeboy a name. His homeboy is gonna be named Skeletor. And we're gonna name him Skeletor because he kind of looked like a skeleton to me. So I call Skeletor and I'm just like, Skeletor, oh my god. He like, what? Like, what? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Because I'm like yelling. And I'm like, it's enemy. Like, and I told him what happened. He was like, what the fuck? Where y'all at now? I'm like, we still here? He's like, the police come get me? I'm like, no, he's still in the security bag. So he come get me. Like, I'ma handle it. So I'm like, all right. I go get him. Then we end up picking up the other homeboy, and I don't know, because we end up seeing him, and they was like, he was like, where y'all going? And he like, we gotta get there. So we get back there. He go in there and he handle it. Why? He knew everybody. He knew the security at the Slauson. He knew the stud girl that he tried to rob. He knew his home, like he knew everybody, and he just fixed the whole situation. Like, he fixed the whole situation. So at this point, he like, oh, they gonna let him come out and all this other stuff. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the car because at the Slauson, you gonna run into some people you know. And I ain't got time to be affiliated with none of this shit because that's embarrassing as fuck. Like, I don't got time for people to be like, oh, Symone and her nigga down bad. Like, he out up in here trying to rob people in the Slauson. And it's like, I didn't even know that was finna happen. Like, that's embarrassing as hell. So, don't associate me. So, I'm like, I'm gonna be in the car. So, I went to the car or whatever. They come back, my job, it's my birthday. So they come back and they end up coming to the car and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm so embarrassed. And I'm just like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, you know, he just like, man, I was da 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 da, like da da da. I'm like, if you didn't have money for a gift, didn't nobody press you about no fucking gift, like all this other stuff. I was not asking you for money or whatever. Like, I was not. And he just like, man, it wasn't even about you. It wasn't about you. I seen something I wanted and I wanted it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So at this point, it was like, remember I said the habits. It was like it was bad. Like, it was bad. So I'm just like, yo, this was just like, what the fuck, on my birthday? On my birthday? Like, I'm so fucking mad. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm telling my sister what happened. And I'm like, yo, well, I gotta go pick up my sister. Can y'all kind of sober down? Well, not y'all, but you and the friends. So they was like, yeah, just leave them with us or whatever. And you go do what you gotta do. It's your birthday. And then come back, you know, later, because we gonna turn up for the hotel party. Skeletor like, sis, we not gonna fuck with your birthday. Your birthday gonna be lit. I promise you. Da da da. Don't even stress about it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go pick up my sister or whatever, and I'm telling her what happened. It's just so fucking embarrassing, y'all. So she ended up doing my makeup like Michael Jackson. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, she did my makeup really cute. So so we end up going and we just did like a few little runs and all this other stuff. So we end up going to Compton or whatever, to our dad's house. And when we was over there, it's this boy, I ain't even gonna give him a name because he be acting so funny style now, and he really used to be the cousin. So anyway, he ain't got no name. So him, the boy over there, he know everybody business. Like, y'all ever know somebody that know everything and everybody? Like, we would tell him a name and he'd have us the whole 411 rundown. Like, he knew everything. So we get over there, and mind y'all, people knew I dated him because I post pictures with Enemy on Instagram and shit like this. Like, so we get over there, he just like, yo nigga is the weirdo. Like, yo nigga, da da da. Like, they just laughing. I'm so embarrassed even more because it's like, what can I say? What can I say? Yes, he did do some weird ass shit and got punched out by a dyke. But I'm sorry, but yeah. So I'm just so fucking embarrassed. Like, yeah, he just like laughing, whatever. So after we leave Compton, we were supposed to go out to eat. Y'all, mind y'all, plans was just going real bad at this time. So we didn't end up even going out to eat. It was just me, Enemy, my sister, and his other homeboy that was with us earlier, not Skeletor. We ended up going to the bowling alley. That was cool or whatever. We had a cool little time. I wish I had pictures and stuff from that night because we took a lot of pictures, but I don't have no pictures because my original Facebook got hacked. But yeah, and I never used to delete shit off my Facebook. Like, you could, if my original Facebook was still here, y'all could really go there and see all these people because y'all, I didn't never delete nothing. I'd be like 10 relationships deep on Facebook. Different people, but hey. But anyway, so y'all, we went bowling. It was cool or whatever. So at this time, it's time to go to the hotel, holiday, and I'm just getting the Best Western. So mind y'all, niggas ain't got cars for some reason. So I go pick up Skeletor or whatever, and the other boy, yeah, he was still with us or whatever. So we go to the room, we go check in or whatever. So we had like a bottle or whatever that my dad had gave us or whatever, and we had like some snacks and shit like that. So when we went to go check in the room, Skeletor, Enemy, and the other boy, they stayed in the car because they was like, they finna smoke. And I'm like, y'all can smoke in the room because they not tripping up in here. Like, he was like, yeah, I know what we finna smoke. So I'm like, or whatever. So they stayed in the car so they could smoke or do whatever they had to do. So I'm just like, whatever. So me and my sister go upstairs, and mind y'all, my sister did not know about all the habits and shit like that. I didn't even want her to know because I'm like, I just had it set in my mind, I'm gonna get him clean. And yeah, I didn't want her to know about none of this shit because, again, even though she had to find out about that, and she just now meeting him, so it was like, yeah. So anyway, we going to go check in the room. When we went to go check in the room, y'all, and we going up to the room, it was like, I think it's like 2 or 3 stories. I think it's 3 stories or whatever. So we ended up getting off the elevator on the wrong floor, and we walked up to the wrong room. Don't know why. This happened to everybody, y'all. We ended up going up to the wrong room, and I'm like trying to open the door, and somebody opened the door. It's a room full of peas. Y'all know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. And they like trying to get us to come in the room, like, nah, come up, y'all coming up in here. And we like, no, what the fuck? So why we start running? Like, we ran, and one of them was really like following us, like what the fuck? Like, oh my god. So we end up going in the room or whatever. And at this point, we just like scared, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, they like Enemy and Skeletor, all them, like, they gangbangers. I don't know where these guys is from or whatever. So I'm like, fuck, this already seemed like a bad idea. I don't feel comfortable staying at this room. So y'all, so when it was time for Skeletor and them to come up in the room, they came and they just laughing. They like, why we end up going to the wrong room? And it was a room full of niggas. Like, but Skeletor, Mr. Know Everybody, knew them, so it was cool. And I'm just like, oh wow, like, we did too. Haha, like, they scared us. They was trying to get us to come in the room. He like, oh yeah, they for sure would have took y'all, and laughing. And I'm just like, Skeletor, what's funny about that? So anyway, so we up in the room, we chilling or whatever. He start calling over friends, and I'm like, you could invite like homegirl friends too if you know, like, cause I had like, when it came through, y'all, some of my friends would be on bullshit when it came down to like shit like that. So it was already people like flaking and shit like that. So I'm just like, whatever. So this whole party was really me, my sister, Enemy, and his friends. And I was gonna say his crackhead friends. I'm just kidding, they wasn't crackheads. But yeah, so it was just us. And so he invited some people I ain't never seen before. So he invited a guy there, right? The guy was very strange looking. So I ain't never seen this man a day in my life. So I'm like, who the hell is this guy? So they being weird, y'all. So at this point, they all want to go in the bathroom together. This is weird. Are you guys having sex? I'm just kidding, but no. They all went in the bathroom. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So my sister was like, that's weird. I'm like, they taking pictures. Like, you know, I'm just trying to throw it off because I kind of figured this guy was like a dealer. And I'm just like, why the fuck are you, what? Like, I'm so mad at this point, but I don't want to get into it because, again, I don't want my sister to know what the fuck is going on because I was just so embarrassed. And I'm just like, I really can't even believe that you doing this shit right here. Like, what the fuck? Like, really start getting too comfortable. Like, it was hidden and then it was just boom in your face. Like, so I'm like, what the fuck? So they in the bathroom and it's quiet for some reason. We didn't cut the TV on in the room or nothing. We just in there talking and you hear a lot of that going on in the bathroom. So I'm just like, yo, like I was hot. Like when I say I was hot. So they was like, okay, so when the guy was leaving, he left and they was like, they finna go. Like, we was all just chilling. Yeah, we was all just chilling in the room, like chilling, big chilling. So they was like, he finna leave. They gonna go outside with him. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So Enemy had asked to see my, oh, let me stop playing with this thing. So Enemy had asked to see my keys or whatever. So I'm like, hell no. I never used to let nobody drive my car. Like, that's out. Because at the end of the day, no, like, the fuck? Like, I paid for this car by myself, so I'm gonna drive it by myself. So I'm like, no. So he was like, I'm just about to go get something out your car. So I'm like, nah, like, you know, like, already, like, they came out that bathroom higher than a fucking kite. Like, eyes redder than the devil's asshole. Like, I was like, no, you're not getting my keys. Like, that's out. That's out. So we all just chilling or whatever. And for some reason, the guy didn't even leave because they just still chilling. We all taking pictures, just, like, really chilling. So me and my sister, we just, like, chilling, and next thing you know, he was like, okay, we be right back, we're gonna go outside real quick with him. They go outside. They outside for a long ass time, like a long time. So they go outside. They outside for a long time. And when they outside for a long time, mind y'all, before they even went outside, when they was in the bathroom doing all that, me and my sister had left to go across the street to the gas station. And when we came back, like, we end up getting chased by one of those peas again, like on the stairway. So anyway, so yeah, so mind y'all, like I had my keys or whatever. So they go outside. They outside for a long time. They probably outside for like an hour and some change. I didn't even go check on them because at this point it's like I'm tired. I'm just ready for my birthday to be over with because I'm just like, this was weak as fuck. Like, hotel party was weak. It was pointless. Like, really just got a room so motherfuckers could get higher than a freaking kite. Like, not us, but you know, like, it was just really pointless as hell. So we could get, so yeah, so it was really pointless. So y'all, finally, when they came back in, it was Enemy, Skeletor, and the other homeboy. They all came. They was the only ones who spent the night, and my sister. So we all spent the night up in the room, whatever. It was cool. Like, we just hanging out in the room or whatever. And, you know, Enemy, I was finna say his name. I'll be almost about to say his name so many times. So Enemy, he just being cool, like, you know, taking pictures. Oops. My bad, y'all. So Enemy just playing cool, trying to take pictures with me and just doing the most. And, like, on Instagram, we just laughing. We having a good-ass time playing music on the phone, all this other shit. Like, we just having a good-ass time, y'all. So probably at, like, 1 in the morning, Skeletor and the other friend, they left. So he was like, oh, we finna go. And I'm like, oh, how you getting home? Like, how y'all getting home? Y'all can stay if y'all want to. I'll just take y'all in the morning. He like, nah, we finna go. And he like, oh, bro, how you getting home? And he was all like, he said a girl name. Y'all, mind y'all, the girl name he said, it was a situation where we ran. It was, ooh, because let me tell y'all, one of the girls was, they both used to, like, Skeletor messed with one and then Enemy messed with the homegirl. So when he said the name, I was irritated because I'm just like, Skeletor. It was a situation where we ran into them. And, oh, let me just tell y'all, I was hot because I'm just like, Skeletor, no, yo, bitch. And it was crazy because the situation happened right before my birthday because we was, oh, y'all. So I was hot. I'm gonna tell y'all that story too. But I was hot, so I'm just like, no, Skeletor didn't have these bitches come pull up to the room. And I'm just like, no, he didn't. So I was like, oh, you gonna have these bitches pull up? Because he tried to whisper to him. He was like, no, it ain't even like that, sis. They don't even know who up in the room. They don't even know none of that. I was just like, so what? You're weird as fuck. Like, so I'm getting into it with Skeletor. He just like, sis, it's not even like that. Like, you know, come on, like, we finna go or whatever. Bye. So they left, mind y'all. They left after they had been gone for like an hour. Then they came in the room for like a good 30 minutes. And then that's when they had left. So the morning comes. The morning comes. This is shit is finna get crazy. So the morning comes. It's time for us to leave, check out, whatever. So I'm like going through my purse. I'm ready to go. I'm like, where's my keys? And here's enemy. What? I'm like, where's my car keys? He's like, what do you mean, where's your car keys? I'm like, I don't see my keys. Like, they're not in my purse. I'm like, did you use my keys? Like, when you was asking to go to my car, did you use my keys? He like, no, did you the one went to your car last? I'm like, yeah, I know, and I have my keys. I put them in my purse. I have my keys. Like, I always make sure. That's one thing I make sure I have my fucking keys. Like, and I'm gonna do the fuck out of my alarm. Boop, boop, boop. Like, you know, so I'm like, he like, no, why the fuck? So he get mad. He like, why would I take your keys? Like, really? You gonna do all of that? Like, say I took your keys. I'm like, I'm not saying you took my keys, but I'm saying, did you go to my car? If so, where did you sit the keys at? Because we have to go. So he like, no, like, let's look for the keys. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like I said, somebody will steal your shit and help you look for it. And this wasn't the first time. Y'all, it's just I end up finding out stuff later. So when I tell y'all, I should have paid attention to this, because we looking in normal places, me and my sister. Under the bed, on the side of the bed. This nigga is looking, they had this big ass fucking like closet thing, but it was a portable like closet. This nigga climbs on the fucking counter on the dresser part and start looking on top of there for the keys. Why the fuck would the keys be up there? I don't know why I'm thinking like this nigga taking the bed apart. He's flipping the mattresses, and I'm just like, so at this point, I'm just standing around while he's looking in the most dumbest places. Opening the microwave, behind the dresser. Like, he's looking in the craziest fucking places for these keys. And he like, you not gonna help? And my sister just like, let's just keep looking. And I'm just like, bro, the places you're looking, why the fuck would the keys be there? Like, do you want me to look in the smoke detector next? Like, you want me to untwist it and see, oh, the keys might be in there? I was really like, what? But at this point, I kind of had a feeling. I'm like, this not making sense for you to be doing the most. Like, you know something up with my keys, bitch. Like, you know. So he like, you know what, I think you locked your keys in the car. So I'm like, nah, I didn't lock my keys in my car, because I would have known. Like, I do the bump bump bump, like, you know. I'm like, he like, nah. Oh, sorry. He like, nah, y'all was distracted by those niggas. Like, y'all probably was scared and locked the keys in the car. I said, no, because I don't just loop the lock, I bump you know. So he like, let's see. We go, mind y'all, remember my car is tinted the fuck up, so we look, I'm trying to look on the, like, I can't really see. He like, I think the keys is in the car. My sister like, them keys not in the car. I'm like, he like, yeah, he's really convinced us them keys is in the car. So I'm like, nah, I don't think so. So he was like, let's bust the window. Let's bust the window and see, because I think them keys in the car. So I bet you they're in the car. Mind you, why we couldn't call AAA? Because my grandma got AAA? I don't know. So I'm like, I don't know, like, you know. And I'm just like, well, if you bust the window, bust the small one in the back. You know how the back window had the back and then that little triangle like window like that don't roll down with the back window. So yeah, y'all, so my sister like, no, don't bust the window, like, let's just try to look for the keys. Let's go to lost and found, ask them if they seen the keys, like at the whatever, if somebody brung them. And next thing you know, boom, he bust the window with the fucking Ciroc bottle. Y'all, I'm just like, mind y'all, again, I had just quit my job, but mind y'all, even though I had just quit my job, like, if I needed anything, if I asked my mom or if I asked my grandparents, they gonna do it for me. But I don't like asking, especially something like that, because I just feel like I put myself in that situation. Like, and it was so much with that car, I used to ask them, like, oh my god, like, oh my god. It's one time, I'm gonna have to tell y'all about that story time when I crashed. I crashed that car twice, and they fixed it both times. I would have said, girl, fuck you. But anyway, so he bust the window, y'all. Bust the window, unlocked the door. Guess where the keys was? Not in the car. The keys was not in the fucking car, y'all. And when I tell y'all where the keys was at, it's gonna be like, so the keys was not in the car. Bust the window for nothing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So at this point, I'm mad. I'm crying. I'm crying because I cry out all the time for no reason. I'm just a crybaby. So I'm crying. I call my grandma. I'm just like, you call AAA, like da-da-da-da. I told my car. She like, okay, well, AAA, you know, AAA take a million years. But she was like, but you don't have to be there. Like, they said, like, I just told them the car, they're gonna tow it or whatever like that. And he was like, well, let's still get a ride somewhere. Like, let's leave. So I'm like, my grandma, I think it was a Sunday too. Yeah, so she had to go to church. So I'm like, all right, well, who? Because I wasn't finna have my cousin come pick us up, because then he was gonna press, like, what the fuck, like, you know. So we ended up getting a ride or whatever. And when we got a ride, it was just like, y'all, when I tell y'all, my car ended up getting towed like later that day. I got home before my car got home, because again, AAA takes a motherfucking forever. So let me just tell y'all, fast forward probably like months later, not even gonna say a year, months later, after me and Enemy is done talking, done for sure, not ever gonna talk again, Skeletor had hit me up, because Skeletor was really like my bro, like really became my bro, because mind y'all, I'm hanging out with these people every fucking day, like I'm the driver. So Skeletor was telling me, like, because after that, me and Skeletor still was cool, like still was like bro and sis. So Skeletor had ended up telling me like a lot of stuff, like a lot of revealing, like revealed a lot of information to me. And when I tell more story times, I would tell the more stuff that he revealed to me. So he was just like, yeah, like basically he would just tell me like everything I went through and shit like that, and like, sorry, like that was my homeboy, so I really couldn't tell you, but I used to feel so bad for you because I knew the truth. So he like, yeah, he was like, he know he didn't leave your keys. He was like, he knew where your keys was all along. He was like, he did take your keys. He was like, when we went outside, he took your keys out your purse. And he was like, and he took some money too, if you didn't notice you was missing money. I said, what? And I didn't notice because I was just so mad about my fucking keys that I had to pay $200 to replace. But anyway, so he like, yeah. So he told me, he was like, you want to know what happened to your keys? He's like, I'm going to be real with you. He was like, when we went outside, he was like, we didn't go outside and was just talking to the homeboy until he left. He was like, oh, girl pulled back up, and her homegirl, he was like, and we was with them. He was like, and we left and we went to Denny's and a whole bunch of other little freak shit went on. He was like, in the parking lot while I'm upstairs in the room, y'all. He was like, we was with them or whatever. And he was like, that nigga was so high and he took your keys. He was like, he left your keys in her car. He was like, and then when he told her, and he told her by the time I wasn't in the car with him no more, he's like, he told her, she was just like, oh, fuck that bitch. I threw the keys out the window on the freeway. Like, you know, and so that's why he was really trying to convince you that you lost your keys, because he knew the whole time that he lost them and there was no way he could get them back, because she said fuck you because she realized who Car was. And yeah, because after they came back, that's when me and him was on Instagram and he was posting pictures and shit. So she felt like, no, you didn't have me pull up on you at your bitch little hotel kickback shit, and then you up there with her cupcaking and posting her on IG. Like, y'all, the nigga had me fucked up. But yeah, my camera is hot, and that's good it got hot at the right time because I'm done with this story. But yeah, that's the end of this story time, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all some more juicies because I'm also trying to do 2 or 3 times a week of my story times, and then one of the subscribers edition. So if you do want to participate subscribers edition story times, the email will be down below. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to my channel. Thank y'all for 50K. We on the road to 100. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And bye, y'all.